What's up, y'all? Welcome to the
Raw University.
And today's video is about
Caribbean woman bought a car for her man,
and then he leaves her homeless in Alaska.
Camaro that I financed under my name for my husband, who has now abandoned me for his good-for-nothing family. This is the car that I'm stuck with. It's really nice. Today is officially day one of me being homeless here in Alaska. And so, yes, guys, I am officially homeless. I'm currently here at this beautiful hotel here in Alaska. So it's not like I am on the streets, but I'm still homeless because I am without a permanent, stable place to stay for right now. But I will figure it out like I've always had to do. I uprooted my whole entire life from Massachusetts to follow behind my husband, who has now abandoned me for his family. And so I am now out here alone, homeless, trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Something happened with his mom yesterday. And long story short, she put hands on me. A lot of nasty things were said. She pretty much told me I was no longer welcome there at the house. Of course, Kennedy's still welcome because that's his family. So he stayed there. I begged him to come with me. I begged him. I said, babe, we can figure this out. You know, I hate when your family is in the middle of our affairs because it's like it's a recipe for disaster to have anyone really in the middle of a marriage. To have anyone involved in your relationship is a recipe for disaster. And since we've been here, his family has been all up in our business, all up in our Kool-Aid, in between our marriage, saying this, saying that, whispering in his ears. And it's like, there's no privacy. And so I said, look, let's leave. Let's figure it out. Let's stay at a hotel for as long as we can. Get an Airbnb, something. Find us an apartment. But we don't need to depend on your family. We don't need to depend on your grandma. You've seen the way they've treated us, treated you. Like, let's just go. And he told me no. I said, so you're gonna choose your family, your good-for-nothing family at that. And, you know, he's told me everything that his family has ever done to him. They abandoned him at an early age. He was forced to be on the streets at 14, 15, living.
Wait a minute. So she's there and she's with his family down in Alaska and all that. She gets into it with his mom, but then she keeps saying he left her for his family. It's like as if she's not his family.
And we thought it was in a different way, like he left her and he's not there. No, they were all at this one home. His parents and them, basically their home, they stay with them, and he stayed back because her and her mom got in a fight, and he said, "Oh no, babe, you know what? I'm gonna stay in this comfortable home, and yeah, you go out into the wild weather Alaska like she is now. You see it's all wet and damp at a hotel."
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I've never seen how you can be married and not be family.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's continue.
From place to place, bouncing from place to place, because his family gave up on him and abandoned him. And we bonded over that. Pretty much it was like trauma bonding, because I also experienced similar situations with my family where I felt alone, and I wasn't necessarily abandoned by my family, but I was abused a lot. And eventually I left home to join the military, and I never really looked back. And so we bonded over the fact that our families weren't the best, and all we had really was each other. So for you to now choose that situation over your wife, especially knowing that I gave up everything to move here with you, is crazy. And the reason why my husband had to move here to Alaska is because years ago, he had a warrant out for his arrest, and he fled the state instead of staying here and taking care of the warrant. He fled the state. He got into an accident. It was him and his friend. His friend got permanently injured from the accident, so his friend is currently still in a hospital, and it's now 2024. So yeah, and this happened back in like 2017, I believe 2018. So he finally decided to take care of the situation. That's why we're back here in Alaska. He's looking into house arrest. But of course, with house arrest, you have to have stability. You have to have established yourself here in the state. So he got a job even before we got here. And so when we got here, he started to work like 2 days later. And the reason why he feels like, I guess he has to stay with his grandma is because it's stable, and he feels like we won't get an apartment or something more permanent in time for him to apply for his house arrest, because it takes about 30 days. And he's saying that he has less than 30 days. Well, I don't know. It's complicated. So that's pretty much why we're here. I didn't really want to be here. My plan initially was to stay in Massachusetts, have him come alone. But how could I, as a wife, allow my husband to deal with something like this alone? So we don't have that kind of money to get a second vehicle. This vehicle was already expensive enough. We had to pay $6,000 on a down payment for a $15,000 vehicle. I still have close to 10 grand left to pay off on the loan. It's like we can't afford. On top of that, our insurance is $500 some dollars, because initially it was only 200 and something, but when I had to add my husband to the insurance, it bumped up because my husband has had a lot of accidents and stuff in the past.
I mean, so girly, technically it seemed like he did just like this available type of situation for himself. Yeah. Like, I mean, he didn't want to leave his cell phone out, meaning that even though he might have wanted to side with you, let's just say per se,
legally,
he
couldn't.
Yeah, because he needs a place to stay, and his
how's
grandmama got
just
stability.
A place to stay. If you're on house arrest, like if that's what she's talking about, he's not allowed to leave this home. This is where his house arrest was placed.
He needs house arrest. So in order for him to get house arrest, he needs a residency.
Yes.
So he's gonna make sure he kissed behind to his relatives.
No.
So he can definitely have
and I'm not just telling you
on that note.
But not even on that note, I'm telling you the legalities of it. If you come to a home that they said you got to be there for house arrest, you have to stay there for house arrest. It don't have nothing to do with my mom, my sister, my brother. This is where they said be. I have to be there.
We know that he's about to get the house arrest. So in order for him to get the house arrest, he gotta have a residency. So he's in the process of getting it.
We know Mama gonna let him get that though.
Yeah. So he had to make sure, like, okay, they don't even rocking with her.
Yeah.
The mom and her got into it. So I bet grandma's on the daughter's side more than likely. So he had to say, hey, what? So sit there and argue with them, and he's about to get house arrest set up, and now he ain't gonna have no place because they ain't got a place set up for themselves yet. Yeah, he ain't gonna do that.
So we can't afford another vehicle. And so I was like, what? Why is she so mad that I asked my husband for a key to a vehicle that's mine? And so I was just so confused. And I called my husband. I said, you know what? Look, I am going to give the vehicle over to you guys. Since it's such a problem that I'm asking for the key to a vehicle that I own, it's under my name. I said, what we can do is go to the car dealership, you and your mom, since your family always wants to be bragging about how $80,000 is nothing to them. They always want to brag about their multiple houses and properties and money that they have in the bank. I said, why don't your mom help you then? So then, my husband came and he was trying to reason with me. He was pretty much condoning her behavior. And I was like, nah, like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't feel protected by you. I told him straight up, I do not feel protected by you. I feel like, you don't put me first. Don't you see that's ruining our relationship? And so me and him started arguing back and forth. I don't know where his mom went at that point, but at that point I was over it. So I slammed the door. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be dealing with this shit no more. I really don't want to argue in the first place. So I simply slammed my room door. All of a sudden I heard his mom yelling, don't be slamming that effing door, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, it's not her house. All I hear is her running up the stairs. Mind you, she is drunk. Like, this woman stays drinking. This woman drinks like 12 cans of beer every day. She's an alcoholic, right? And I know how crazy she gets when she starts drinking. So I already expected her to try to do something. But at the same time, like, what she did next caught me by surprise, guys. So anyways, all I hear is her running up the stairs. Boom, boom, boom. I told you not to slam that effing door. This woman busts down the door. Mind you, I am naked in my room. I had just hopped out the shower, guys. I am naked. I literally had to grab a blanket and cover myself real quick because this woman busts through the door. I said, yo, don't you see I'm naked? What are you doing? Like, you're invading my privacy. And what's so crazy is the day before, I had a long sit down with her, a talk with her about people in the house invading my privacy. I remember one time, me and my husband, we were about to get it in, yo. And tell me why his cousin busts down the door. Like, my husband's thing was dang near about to slide in, and this cousin busts down the door while we're about to do it. Luckily, the room was dark, so we couldn't really see, but I'm like, what the heck? And so I I literally had a sit down talk with his mom about that, about me feeling disrespected, about people not understanding boundaries and not respecting my boundaries and all that. And she turns around and does the same thing to me. So then we're arguing back and forth, whatever. I tell her, get out of my room multiple times. She wouldn't leave. Eventually, after we were done arguing, she left. Fine. Boom. I thought that was over with. I'm packing my stuff up to leave, yo. So her breast is literally touching my breast because we're about the same height. And so I simply tried to maneuver my way away from her because, number one, I was not trying to fight with her. Number two, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here in Alaska. I am a Black woman here in Alaska. And as y'all know by now, this is a white family. They can say anything to police. The next thing, I'm the one being arrested. So I was like, oh, heck no, right? So I try to get myself out of the situation. And mind you, again, she is pressed upon me. So of course, if I maneuver, I'm going to touch her a little bit. But again, I was not trying to hit her. I was not trying to fight with her.
Oh, damn, girly.
Now.
We didn't know they was white, folks.
See how perception is, y'all?
Oh, I'm thinking she's talking about some nigga.
No, and when you think she was talking about some, Black man, that was the perspective we getting. Like, man, he, it's some hood. Now when it's a white dude, he got his family got money. Yeah, he ain't picking you, girl.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
now they see. Oh, now divest though. How was that working?
Yeah, it's like, girl, you gonna be you like a sneaky link white. Meaning he gonna come see you and just be with you on your own time, and he gonna keep you away from the family.
Yeah, that's
and
why
he'll be over there with the family.
You said they got money and all that. Oh, he ain't blowing that for no nigga.
It's like as if he might have a trust fund. You think he gonna lose his inheritance of that?
No.
Oh, because you want to bump chest with his mom
But he don't want to lose his sweet Black pussy neither.
Sure
so
don't.
He's gonna keep you at bay. And keep the you know what he doing.
So you stay in that motel.
Yep.
And hopefully you get an apartment soon or a crib. Meanwhile, he'll be over there at Grandma Mama's.
Hell yeah, getting took care. Chad, your chili's ready.
Zachary.
Zachary.
I guess when I maneuvered, she said that I touched her. But again, it was obviously an accident. And guess what? If he wasn't pushing up on me in the first place, that would have never happened. All of a sudden, this woman shoves me, right? Cool. I still never did anything. I kept it cool. Then she goes to punching me in the shoulder. That was like the third time she put hands on me. And I said, that was it. So I in my head, I was like, she got one more time to put hands on me. And then she put her hands on me one more time. And yeah, we got to fighting. Okay. So I shoved her down on the ground. I am not proud of it. Since then, I've asked God for forgiveness because this woman really got me out of character. Shoved her on the ground. She started looking up at me with water in her eyes. Like she was so surprised that happened. It's like, you did what you did and now you want to act surprised, right? There I went, I grabbed my stuff. I said, you think I forgot when me and Kennedy first got together? Not even a few months in, both you and your mother was trying to bribe my husband to divorce me, talking about, oh, if you divorce her, we'll give you a car. Literally. And tell me why my husband was actually considering it. Talking about, oh, babe, let's just pretend that we're divorced so we can get the vehicle and then we'll get remarried. He was even saying, oh, let's go through with the divorce and show them, because they wanted to see the proof. They wanted to see proof that my husband divorced me. Mind you, they had no reason to have a problem with me, right? But they tried to bribe my husband to divorce me so that they can give him a vehicle, guys. I kid you not. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. And so I remember I had even told his cousin about that situation.
Yes, man. So y'all see this lady right here. It's like she's clingy to this white family. Like, girly, you see that divesting didn't work, right? Oh, the Black family wouldn't have done this. His mom would have just been a little smart to you. Y'all would have done y'all little ad cutting, but she would eventually back down if her son really loved you. But look at the white family. They telling him, you ain't getting your car, Chad. You ain't getting his inheritance if you don't drop that Black bitch.
Like they're acting like some classic hillbilly, Beverly Hill not racist type of folk. Like they do not want their son. Oh, how could he just sit there, disrespect the family and date outside of race? And he's just like, you mom, it's just, it's 2024 and it's okay now. And she's a good gal. And so got to keep the gal. Got to keep the gal out away from, because mama can't have that. And grandmama, she probably is sterner than mama. And she's like, oh, no. Heavens no. But they tried to be cordial with her by, just having grimaces faces when she come around. Short, brief little commentary for her while she smiles and chippers and wants to win them over with all this dialogue that they are not here for it at all. They want her to just be gone. That's why they like, look, man, we'll give you whatever you want. You let her go.
Yeah.
And guess what he's doing? He know his family.
Keeping her at a distance.
He keeping her at a distance.
But keeping her also.
And he's keeping his family in his pocket too.
Yep.
Because he's not gonna leave his family. That's his inheritance. He needs them. He's at the bottom. And he's clinging on to them just like she's clinging on to him for a hope of love that she's never had from a black man. But let me know your thoughts on this matter. Comment down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And until further.